perfect solution to make your work with color pencil way easier and way faster. It's the color pencil touch-up texture titanium white from brush and pencil. And because I don't want a knot in my tongue, I therefore refer to this product only by the paint. And because I did forget to put the autofocus to work, here is a photo of the product, how it really looks, so you can read it. You literally just have to mix the pigment with the liquid binder and stir it till it's smooth. Before you use the binder, just shake the bottle for a while. Sometimes there's a bit of a residue on the bottom and you have to mix it in. I have no idea what the stuff is. Yes, and it can take a bit. No, it wasn't 5 minutes, but it felt like it. And I really do like the product, but what I don't get, why the heck is there a pencil in this? Why doesn't it have a pipette or something else to pour liquid off? Why a nail polish pencil? Brush. You don't have to mix a lot of it. A bit of the paint goes a long way because you don't need it on big areas. And it dries out pretty fast. For these fine lines, I use a very thin watercolor brush. And as you can see, it's not super easy to get these fine lines on the paper. I put a lot of real-time footage in it because you can see that I struggle a bit. In this case, it's mostly because I don't have the right angle. Usually I turn the paper on its head to work with it easier, but because of the filming I can't do that. I think it would look pretty awkward. But okay. If you make a line that's too thick or crooked or whatever, don't bother. It's not a big deal. Just take your finger, smooth it out a bit, and you just have to work on top of it later with a color pencil. Smooth out everything. You can adjust color, you can adjust the thickness of the strokes. Even if you can't see it here, the titanium white is really, really bright. Don't be afraid, you will work on that later. It's just to give you the base of your highlights back. They don't have to stay that bright. Just leave the paint to dry and then come back later. That's what I do anyway. Right now some of the lines are too harsh, too bright, too thick, too crooked, and what else? You won't see that in this painting. I let the drawing dry for about an hour or so before I grabbed my pencils again and started reshaping these lines and coloring them. Because right now they are way too bright, some of the lines are way too thick and some of them way too crooked. The brush didn't always go where I wanted to be. This stage of the drawing where I also put in the white hairs and then recoloring them, I think were another 2 hours to work with the drawing. So it's a bit of a process, it takes a bit of time, but I think it's really worth it. The sad thing for me is that the stuff is really hard to come by where I live. At least in good old Germany, no shop has this stuff. I had to import it from Jackson's Art Supplies in the UK. Sometimes I think art supply wise, I'm in a big diaspora, desert, I don't know. When working on the fine details for these hairs, I use very sharp pencils. It makes it easier to get really close to it or get really on top of it. A lot of the footage you see is real time or just sped up a little bit so that you can really see what I do and how I do it. With the whiskers, for example, I put in a bit of the darker background next to it or to give it a bit of a shape. It's a three-dimensional thing. Hairs are not flat. To achieve this, I give them a bit of a coloring on the underside so that makes it look more round and stand out better. I also use a white pencil or different white pencils to go on top of them, just to integrate the white a bit better. The titanium white is a really cold and a really hard white, and I think it's very unnatural. And so to make it fit into the drawing better, I put some of the warmer whites on top or next to it, just to smooth it out, just to tone it down a bit and make it blend better into the rest of it. And that's the process I now repeat till I'm satisfied with how the drawing looks. If it doesn't look the way you want it, then you're not finished. Put more effort in, put more work in. Sometimes it helps, just put it on the stand. Let it sit there for a day or two, a week, a month, I don't care. Look at it, see what you don't like, see what you like, and change what you don't like. Work on it more. If it doesn't look the way you want it, it's not because you're bad at drawing, it's because it's not finished. That's something I do all the time. Usually a painting or a drawing, I have it on the stand for at least 2 weeks till I decide, okay, now it's time, it's finished, it's done. That's the work I put in. Now it looks so easy and it looks as everything would fall into place automatically. It doesn't. Definitely it doesn't. So, and that's it. See you next time. Bye.